You could be trying to learn every single thing on your saxophone, but unless you do the one thing we're going to talk about in today's video, you'll really struggle to make fast progress. No, I'm not talking about making cups of tea. Well, actually I kind of am. I'll explain. G'day, Nigel here. So that clip was from our recent Spotlight session. It's something we do every month with our Sax Pro members, where the tutor team and I, we get together and we review videos that our members send in. Now the reason I love these sessions is because they're so valuable for our students. It's wonderful to see the progress they're making inside Sax Pro. But you know what? With the tutor team, it's also wonderful for us to learn new things. And in this session, Joel shared an amazing little anecdote, an idea, a concept that I thought, I've just got to share it with you guys, because this simple idea is something that I use in my playing. Every pro player that I've ever spoken to uses it as well, but are you using it? Well, we're going to talk about that today and dig into it, and also explain why it's something that you should really be doing right now, the very first thing in your practice. So here's Joel explaining this idea, and then stick around because at the end I want to break this down for you, and I've got a couple of tactics that you can use to put this into action today.
You know, just like the rest of life, we tend to think about what we're going to do. Sorry, I'm going into that. I can see Nigel. Here we go. Here we go. You know.
Oh, sorry, I forgot to mention. So it's Joel on this call. I'm on the call, of course. You can see me there. And up the top there, that's Chris Cam, who's another one of our Sax School tutors. Okay, let's get back to it.
You know, the interesting thing is, if I was going to go and I thought, after Spotlight session's finished, I'm going to go to my kitchen and make a nice cup of tea. As soon as I think about that, I imagine doing it. You know, as a result of that imagination, in fact, you'll realise everything you ever do in life, you imagine it before you do it. You know, and that's how subconsciously your body knows how to get up. You don't think about the muscles. You get up and you subconsciously walk and go and make yourself a nice cup of tea. But on saxophone, we have this weird disconnect where it seems a little bit abstract, and we tend to just play stuff and then we go, was that what I thought it was going to sound like? But that's the opposite way around to we actually live our everyday lives. We need to think about, what do I want it to sound like, and then do it. Not do it and then think, did that sound all right? And it's a subtle little thing, and it's weird that we do this in, you know, somehow naturally in the wrong way round when we play saxophone, because we think it's difficult and we think it's different and abstract, but it's not. It's just part of life. It's a saxophone. It's just, you know, it's just another kind of tool. You know, it's like making a cup of tea, you know, but we've got to think about what we want out of it before we do it, not think, was that all right after we've done it?
Okay, here's 3 ways that you can put this into action in your playing right now. I've got a pro tip for you too, actually. Just before I do that though, if you'd like to get involved with one of these Spotlight sessions, and they are loads of fun, well guess what, you can, because as I'm filming this, we do have our 14-day trial to Sax School running. Links are down below in the description, or you can just pop over to the courses page at saxschoolonline.com and all the details are on there. I really hope you'll do it, because it's a great way to have a look inside and see what Sax School's all about and get involved with all the stuff that's going on there. Okay, 3 ways you can implement this right now. Here's the first one. The first thing I'd suggest you do is listen more. So what I mean by this is you need to have a clear idea of the sound that you're going for. What's your dream saxophone sound? So find artists, saxophone players that you love, find tracks, find albums. Really get an idea of the sound that you love on your saxophone and that you would like to have as your dream sound model. So make a list of those, have a think about them. Now the second thing is to spend some time practicing without blowing your sax. I'll tell you what I mean by this. So you're learning a piece of music, and by the way, you can do this if you're a beginner player or even if you're a really experienced pro player. And just a little sidebar, all the pro players do this anyway, so you probably know what I'm talking about. But once you've learned a piece of music, I want you to then go through that piece of music just doing your fingers, but not blowing, not sticking it in your mouth. You don't have to think about all of this, about your breathing. All you need to think about is getting the flow of the music going and thinking about how your fingers feel, and really zoning in your mind on how your fingers feel as you're playing through this piece of music in time. Number 3 is visualize the piece of music and then play. Now, here's the thing, visualization is important, and everybody at the top of their game, whether they're an athlete, a performer, whether they're a speaker, a business person, a swimmer, a golfist, all of these people use visualization. Why? Because it absolutely works. And that's why, even if we're just getting started on our journey with saxophone, we've got to use these tactics as well. They're so important. So with visualizing, what I'm talking about is taking a couple of minutes before you play through your piece of music and imagine it. Think about how it sounds. Think about how your fingers feel on the saxophone. Imagine yourself playing all the way through, particularly those difficult passages that you've been struggling with in your practice this week. But you can hear yourself playing it through and it feels completely effortless. And then once you've done that, you are prepared. Now, it doesn't matter whether you're getting ready to play it in your practice, or to make a simple video that you're going to share inside Sax School, or to get ready to go and play for your friends, or maybe to go and play at that jam session. You should still spend some time visualizing. You can do it when no one else is looking and watching you if you like, but take the time to do this, and trust me, it will make a difference. In fact, tell you what, you go and try that, and then you let me know in a comment if it makes a difference. Oh, I promised you a pro tip. Here's a pro tip for you. Now, this is super important, and this is an advanced thing that all the serious pro players think about, and that is to understand what the emotion is behind the piece that you're playing. So what I'm talking about here is taking some time to think about how a piece of music makes you feel. Is it happy? Is it sad? Is it anxious? Is it exciting? How do you feel in your body? If it's a happy song, think about a happy feeling. Think about a memory that makes you feel really excited and happy in your body. And I want you to focus on that emotion and think about how it feels in here. The reason this is important is what we need to do is train ourselves to be able to recall that emotion next time that we play this piece of music. If you can do that, you're going to add a whole nother layer onto the way that you can perform a piece of music that's going to help your audience to really connect with you. So think about what the emotion is of the piece of music, and then recall that emotion every time that you go to perform that particular piece. And honestly, your performances will be so much better. So how are you going to implement these strategies in your practice now? I'd love for you to have a bit of a think about that and let me know in a comment down below at least who your favorite saxophone player is, or what sound you're trying to go for, or if you've tried any of these techniques and how they've helped you. Let me know in a comment, because your comments really help me to understand how my lessons here are helping you, helps me to make better lessons as well. But most important, I want you to take what we've talked about today, since you're stuck around here to the end of the video, right? I want you to take these things we've spoken about today and really think about them in your practice sessions over the coming weeks and months. Put them into action. I can guarantee they're going to help you if you really apply them. So this is your opportunity to put them into action and see how they work for you. So in the process of doing that, I really hope it helps you. And don't forget to go check out this lesson next, where Joel and I are discussing embouchure and the differences between the two. I'd love for you to work out what type of embouchure you use in your saxophone.